Hiya. Before today's vlog, I just wanted to put a bit of a disclaimer on this. I wasn't happy with the images that turned out, but I thought it was quite important to show, the failures as well as the successes. I wouldn't necessarily consider that this particular outing was a failure. They're just not images I'm totally happy with. Some of you might disagree, but feel free to comment if you do. As of recording this little bit right now, I haven't gone through any of the developed film yet. Still got a couple of exposures to take on that, so hopefully I'll be doing that today, and I'll be able to develop it tonight, and fingers crossed some of those turned out quite good, but that was more of a test anyway. So with that said, I will carry on with the vlog, and hopefully you all enjoy it. And hopefully you all learn something, just like I did. So, just arrived somewhere in Southdowns National Park. It's about 10 minutes before sunrise, sorry. So, we'll see if I can find anything. The weather's crap again this week, but I've got some things to do today in this part of the country, so I thought I'd just get in nice and early and then do what I gotta do. See what I can find. I know there's a river here somewhere, unless the place is called River, I'm not sure. Just check Google Maps, I'm walking in the right direction, so hopefully it won't be long. I found a footpath. I wanted to follow the river, but I think that was like private land, so I found this footpath, so I'm going to go on here instead. Yes, this is pretty awesome. I looks like there's some sort of track, because I think I've just cut straight across and there's actually a path that goes through here. Just surrounded by dense forest. All of these trees just go straight up. I think I could get something really cool here. I just need to find it. But I thought maybe a small pano with a little bit of focus stacking as well, so you can have like something nice and sharp in the foreground, but also you get the immersion that I'm getting right now of all of the trees around me. So yeah, we'll find it. We should find it. Just going to be trekking a little bit more, I think, and then hopefully that'll be picture one of the day. Stay tuned. Okay, I think I found something. This could be quite cool. So, I'll turn the camera around. Just a slight deviation from what I just said. This little patch of moss down here and this log here would be, I think they make a really interesting foreground interest. The moss is just surrounded by all of these dead pine needles, so it really stands out. So I'm thinking a portrait composition with these at the bottom as the foreground interest, leading up to these trees. I think will look really cool. I'm not sure on anything settings wise yet. I need to get the camera out and then we'll figure it out. But yeah, I think it'll make a nice picture. I'm all set up. So yeah, I've gone for a portrait, or portrait, how do you pronounce that? not landscape. We are at f9 on my 10 to 18 Canon EFS, so that's an equivalent of 16mm full frame. f9, already said that, ISO 100, want it as clean as possible, and at the moment, last time I checked, we're at 6 seconds, which is fine. There's no wind today, so I think that'll be okay. I have put a one-stop, I think it's medium edge graduated filter on the lens, just to reduce the highlights in between the trees. It'll just give it a bit of better exposure and balance. I've got my shutter release so I don't disturb the camera. Is this going to focus? Yep, there we go. Yeah, last week the shot of the stick in the water, it was 1 minute and 4 seconds, and I didn't bother with the shutter release because I've got a bulb setting on here for exposures that long, and it seems there must have been some movement in the camera or something. Maybe a 2-second timer wasn't long enough or something, but there was a bit of movement in the camera, so it caused the log to be slightly out of focus. Not out of focus, there was some motion blur on the log. It could have been that the log was moving, I don't know. So luckily I took a safety shot as well, just at a standard shutter speed. So I ended up having to just blend the two together so the log was actually sharp. And I don't want to have to do that every time I do a long exposure. So shutter release, camera's just gone to sleep. So I'll just show you the back of the camera as well. Can't really see it on this. Oh well, you'll see the picture in a second. I think it's a good one. Let's see. Okay, so it's 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Holding my breath. That works. So I've decided I'm going to try to do something similar with my medium format film camera as well. So the 3D printed one, because I still need to do tests. After last week I never actually got around to testing it out because I didn't see anything that really warranted it. But I think something here could work. Give it a go. Alright, so I'll take you all through this. If you're not interested, then just skip. So, this is the Goodman 1. It has a Mamiya Seikor 90mm f3.5 lens on it. The lens is designed for large format cameras. This is obviously a medium format camera, but it works. So this is the camera that was designed and developed by Dora Goodman. Remember their name this time. It is very basic. It's about as basic as you're going to get. I've cracked the glass on the back, but anyway, what you do is you cock the shutter just here, you stick it in bulb, you make sure the aperture is all the way open, oops, sorry, all the way open, and then you open it up so you can see right through there. So with that, what you can do, let me turn this flash off, you can very faintly see the composition there. I haven't done anything compositionally with this image yet. I hope this thing focuses. Doesn't look like it's gonna, but basically the image gets projected. It's very dark. Yeah, very dark in here. Anyway, the image gets projected here and you focus. Then once you've focused and the aperture is wide open, then you go to your desired aperture and you close the shutter, and everything should be in focus. This is the problem that I was having. What you do once you've found the focus is you take this back bit off and you replace it for the film magazine. But I was having issues. If the film magazine for some reason was a different distance to the lens than the frosted glass back, and that was causing all sorts of focusing issues. But I think I finally sorted those after numerous attempts. So this is what today will be partly about as well, using up the roll of film that's in the magazine and seeing how they turn out. So if it did turn out right, actually I'll show you either way whether it turned out okay. If it's blurry, then I'll just say it's not supposed to look like this. But yeah, so what I'm going to do now is sort out the composition, make sure it's in focus, and then I'll be back. Alright, it turns out I didn't actually have to move it very much. I was quite lucky. So because of the focal length, it's about the equivalent of about 40mm full frame. What's going to happen, unfortunately I can't show you the back of the camera, it just wasn't coming out in the video, but you'll see it in a second anyway. So what I'm doing is, you'll see something like this, I think, which isn't the best shot in the world, but the effects that you get from the medium format does make it a little bit more epic. So you'll get something like this. The log is going to be at the front. I think I'm going for f45 with this, which I know sounds ridiculous, but what I'll show you is this. But yeah, so back here you get your f-stop number, and then here you've got your focal length. So I'm focused to infinity, but the indicator on the back here shows you how big your focal plane is. So this should actually keep it, this goes from about 6 feet all the way to beyond infinity. So that should make everything in focus, fingers crossed. So now I'm just going to switch the back off for the film magazine, and then I will take the shot. I might take a couple. I think I might try f45 and then f32. Yeah, I'm going to try f45 and f32. And then I might try something a little bit closer. I don't know, focus closely on the log, or make the background out of focus and stuff. I'm just really trying to use up this film. So yes, I'll do that now. Okay, so the magazine is on and I'm ready to go. I use a light meter app on my phone to determine the exposure, and today it looks like it's going to be about 30 seconds. I'll just quickly show you the magazine. So this is going to look ridiculous, but originally, in the original design, it's just a 3D printed knob up here, but because of I think it's the film I use, they just keep on snapping, so I made one out of brass, and it was still incredibly difficult to turn. A couple of times where I've been out with this, I was using my pliers to turn it, and it was making one hell of a racket as well. So I just made this little handle thing. It's pretty, what's the word? Ghetto. But it seems to work. So I'm on the second exposure. To take a picture, all I have to do is, so the aperture is set down there. It's set to bulb up here, and you've got up to 1/500th of a second. So I'm just gone and wound the shutter, or got it ready, and because this is 30-second, I'm not going to bother using the release button there. I'm actually going to use this button here instead. Pull it out. So to get the image, you've got to do this. You lift up that, And then, oh, one sec, I need a timer. So, it's 35 seconds. There's that. And 30 seconds. Bollocks. And you just leave it for 30 seconds, and then you just press the button in. Alright, that's the alarm. I'll give it a couple of seconds because there we go. Okay, so that last one's done. I've literally moved 7 foot, 8 foot. I think I found something else, which is great. Yeah, this forest is very cool. So, this is my next image. Again, you're not going to see it on the back of the camera, so I'm going to try to just show you through this, but it's not really going to be an accurate representation. So I think this image is going to turn out really well, but we'll see. If it did, here it is. Actually, no, I think I'm going to set myself a new rule. If I like, whether I like it or not, I'm just going to show it. If I don't, I'll explain why I don't. The thing with this medium format thing is that all of these images might not be in focus. So, anyway. So, there's the camera, nice and stable, nice and low to the ground. What I'm thinking is this old tree stump in the foreground. I'm going to use quite a shallow depth of field on this, so it's probably going to be a very quick exposure. But it's going to be this in the foreground. There'll be a little bit of depth. I think I might go, at the moment it's at f3.5 because I had to focus it and stuff, but I think I'm probably going to go to like an f11, so I get the whole of the log or tree stump even in focus, and then all of the background should be nicely blurred. Anyway, I will set up the camera and take it. And I think the next shot you see will be this image, and then I'll show the same shot on the SLR. I think I'm going to actually move somewhere now, because I've been around here for probably the best part of an hour now, so in this 20-foot radius. So I am going to pack my stuff and keep walking. So just quickly, oops, it's a river there, or stream. So I was just walking along the path. I went back onto the main path because the gunshots were scaring me. So what happens is you walk around the path and then it goes and dips down, and there's almost like this, tiny little valley. And within here, you've got trees on either side, and they're kind of leaning into each other, so you've got straight trees on either side of these hills, and then in the middle you've got them just leaning into each other and crossing, and I thought it looked quite cool. So that's what I'm doing. It's just a quick one. I'm going to start heading back. Very good morning. Yeah, the light was very flat today, so I think this was actually a really good shout, just going into the woods and getting nice textured images and stuff. Quite tired. I had about 3 hours sleep last night. So yeah, I'm going to head back to the car and find a cafe. I am literally in the middle of nowhere, the nearest village that I was at, the village where I parked in. I don't know what it was called. I think there might have been a pub there. That was about it. So we'll have a look. Gonna find a cafe. I've got some actual work to do as well, so I'll do that whilst I'm in the cafe, and then I'll have a look at editing these images. But yeah, it's been a good morning, productive. I think I've got some good shots. So that's all. Bye for now.